Welcome guys once again to my YouTube channel. Kutosi Peter is my name. I urge you to subscribe, to like, to watch, and also if possible to share. Today I have some goodies for you that are very related. You know, many people are having some challenges of understanding these three terms, which is counseling, guidance, and psychology. They are very related, and today I want us to know the inner meaning between these three aspects as used in psychology. So I'll begin with counseling as number one. To know what is counseling, what does it entail, and the whole process, the activity, and everything. Then I do with guidance. Then afterwards we wind up with psychology itself. From the point number one, which is counseling, meaning itself, it has various meanings, but I just have to highlight one of it that is simpler and many of the people can get to understand. As we get to see, counseling itself, it's just helping a relationship between a client and a counselor to solve a certain issue or specific issue that is arising. And in that relationship or in that process, the aim is to help the client come out of the burden of that particular issue. And it's all about helping people from different perspectives, having different emotions, having different feelings, to come and make rational decisions that are very paramount as far as life is concerned. So I just like to handle something small on how counseling is seen. How do people see this term known as counseling? You know, it has three broad categories that people see it. Number one is it is seen as a helping activity. Yes, it is helping because it involves interaction between a client and a counselor to come up with rational decisions that will make this client be helped. Also, it is seen as a process because it involves stages. You have stages, maybe the first stage where a client and a counselor meet and do rapport, of which it is, I did it in my first video when you follow in my playlist. So that stage, you have another stage where you have your sessions outlining the issues that of concern, so that the client is able to be helped by the counselor. And category number three is as a relationship. The bond between the client and the counselor, it is a relationship because you need to have that good environment, good relationship between you and a client. And when you do this, will help a client get to open up, get to disclose his or her issues very easily, and it will be very important when the relationship or when the bonding is very intact. This will help solve the issues accordingly. And the overall aim of counseling, in short, it is to help in self-actualization, to help an individual to be in that position of knowing his weaknesses, knowing his strengths, knowing his stronghold points, and also the weaknesses part of it. So after getting to know your weaknesses, getting to know your strengths, it will give you that mobility of understanding the nature of life and how to handle some issues that arise as far as counseling is concerned. It is also concerned with addressing issues, for example, making decisions or decision making, feelings that arise that make someone to do irrational decisions that are not necessary, and also improving on the quality of life as far as counseling is concerned. And I have a lot to talk about counseling, but for today, let me put an end to that so that I move on to the next category, which is guidance. When I come to guidance now, it is very simple, very something important and needed in the environment as far as counseling and guidance are concerned, because there are two brothers, two sisters, two couples, I can say that, but anyway. So in simple meaning, we have a lot of meaning, but in simple, to guide someone is to give direction, to help, to inform somebody, to manage, to read, to interact. But in this field, we are referring to interaction or to giving direction from the client to the from the counselor to the client, and this is based on some behaviors or some effects that happen maybe in academics, relationships, and decision making. These are some of the aspects that you may be able to give directions, to interact, and also to manage in. So when we do that, we also have some comparisons between guidance and counseling. And I would like to put this very clear, because these comparisons are very necessary, because they will help you get to know what guidance is exactly and what exactly counseling entails. So when we have when we come to counseling, we have the main goal of counseling is behavioral change, because you are aiming to change that particular issue brought by the client to some to be something positive, because every issue that arises, it arises because it is something with a negative impact. You want to change that impact to be positive. But when we come to guidance, behavior change is not the immediate goal. Your goal is to give direction, and the change will come later itself from the client, whether to follow the direction or not to follow. When you come to counseling again, it addresses issues arising from those who are already in problems, because when you go to a counselor, you don't go to a counselor when you're okay. You go to a counselor when you have issues, or when you see issues are coming your way. It's when you go to the counselor, so that you may be able to solve that issue and live a normal life as you used to live. But when you come to counseling, when you come to guidance, guidance is all about to prevent something from happening. You might direct someone from relationship, encouraging him not to engage in relationship, because you know what relationship entails and what exactly is in there. So when we come to counseling again, counseling is normally a client-centered thing, because it is where a client is able to open up, tell the counselor very well every issue that is concerned, so that the counselor may be able to help this particular client. So but when you come to guidance, guidance is not client-centered. It is both of you taking action accordingly, because you have to tell the client what is supposed to be done, and the client also has to tell you whether this is right or wrong, because all of you are interacting in short. But guidance, it is but counseling, it is the client who has an issue, and he needs to open up, thereby saying it is client centered. In counseling, we deal with feelings because of value orientation. Here, clients have a lot of feelings that are needed to be addressed. But when you come to guidance is about fact. You direct someone to the fact. Don't do this, do this. Because when that person does that thing, it has its own consequences. So those facts, those knowledge that you give, the principles and coordination that you give this person, it is just a direction or directive towards something that may happen later. So I have a lot of comparison, but I think these are enough for now. So let us look the similarities now between guidance and counseling. Both are helping process, because both These two things help to settle your mind. When you're being given a direction and when you're being counseled or helped, it will help you. It will become a helping process now. Both are concerned with individual personal development, because the aim of these two things are at hand, or at the end of the day, this person may develop personally and live a normal life that has no rampant issues that are in the world today. So both assist individuals to find solutions or remedies, because you go there without remedies, or you go there with unwarranted remedies, and at the end of the day you will find your remedies accordingly. And they both contribute to the individual developmental behavior. Once undergone either guidance or counseling, you will find that your behaviors have changed, your behaviors are different, and you are impacting to the community positively. And the third term that is relative or married to the above two, we have psychology. Psychology as a term itself, it is very, very necessary you also get to know. From the simple definition that I have here, we see that psychology is the study of human mind and its functions. Human mind and its functions, and most especially those being affected by some behaviors or issues that are coming out. Or you can say it's the scientific study of the mind and behavior. Either of them can work. So it's up to you now to see which one is better for you, but all of them are very right and very impactful. We have some types of psychology. We have the clinical one. From the word itself, it deals with the clinical part of knowledge. You might be sick because of this and this. You go to the hospital and you have some medication that is clinical, or some of the behavioral health or behavioral health wise can also help. We have cognitive. Cognitive now deals with the mental processes that we encounter in our daily life. Now, type number 3, we have the behavior psychology. It deals with conditioning of the minds and how minds behave on a daily basis. Then type number 4 of psychology, we have bio psychology. This one is aimed at research and also behavior and also evolution of human beings, hence the term bio. After the types we have, there are certain goals that we have in psychology, and I've just outlined a few of them here. Goal number 1 is to improve the quality of life. That's the goal of psychology. You know, when you get to study this mind scientifically and the behavior, you are aiming at improving the quality of life that an individual is living positively. Also, to control behavior. Some of the humans behave as if they're not human, but when psychology is concerned, or the goals of psychology is to control this kind of behaviors, to know what to do and what not to do. And by doing that, psychology will be playing a very, very important role of controlling that particular behavior. Also, to understand the meaning of life. Psychology impacts life by making us understand what is life, what does this life entail, and what are the processes that am I supposed to do so that life becomes this and this on my side. And also to predict the quality of life and describe the quality of life. All these are necessary because guidance, because psychology itself, it has a lot of goals that should be considered so that we have a life that is very smooth, that is running in a way that both of us want life to be. And by considering all these terms, life will become easy for us. And I think just to come to an end of the session, just to do a small recap, it was about 3 things that are very, very interrelated: guidance, psychology, and counseling. I've just briefed about the 3 and given the necessary important notes on that. And also in my next video, I'll be entailing more about what counseling entails, or what counseling is not, because many of the people think that counseling is this and this. But in my next video, we're going to look at something concerned to that. So I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. I would like you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and also to share where possible. Thank you, and be blessed.